And welcome back to the Welcome to CITI series of videos. This is the second video in the series. It'll be going over the edit windows for specifically for the objects, but most of the edit windows are very similar, so this is a good way to learn about all of them at once. I'm Brent Raymond. I work in the Information Services Department at the Art Institute of Chicago. I can be reached at bramo@arctic.edu or at the 40 Method user group website and email at 40method@gmail.com and 40method.wordpress.com on the site. So without further ado, let's take a look at CITI. I have CITI open here, and I'm just going to bring up an object manager. And let's take a look in my recent items list and bring up a record. So here we have the object record for the Edgar Degas painting, as we see here. You can double click on the thumbnail. It'll bring up a larger version of the thumbnail. And you can see the tombstone information that I'm hovering over right now. You can also right click to copy the tombstone information. That way you can bring it over to Word or an email, whatever you're working on. So, on the left side, we have a list of views that you either may or may not have access to. And this is how you tab from tab to tab, from view to view, and get a chance to see the different fields that you have access to. If you want to go directly to a field, for instance, if you want to go directly to Creator, use the Find a Field option and click on the magnifying glass. Let's go directly to, say, Credit Line. And it will bring up the view and go directly to the field that you selected. Just thought I'd mention that each of these drop-down lists, you can type ahead to go directly to the field that you want to. Down below the view list, you'll see that you're looking at the second record out of a selection of 25 from the recent items briefcase. So if you look at the manager that you had opened, that you double-click the record from, we had 25 records in our recent items briefcase, and we double-clicked on the second one. We can arrow between each of the records. Using these arrows here, go to the first or last record. Also, if, for instance, you wanted to revert some of the changes that you made, oops, that's not a word, and I don't want to make that edit, you can revert the record using this button. Yes, I'd like to revert that. Alternatively, if you want to save those changes, just click the check mark, but we won't do that. So, in each of the fields, some of them are free entry, as you see here for the display dates. I can type whatever I want. Or for other ones, there's a drop-down selection, like you see here in language. With the drop-down selections, invariably you can use the type ahead feature. So if I want to change this to Spanish, let's just go ahead and start typing ahead Spanish. for each of the edit lists, for instance, language, if you don't see the language that you want to use or the value that you want to set this field to, you might have access to the Edit List feature, which would bring up the list of languages and allow you to add and delete and edit the list of the languages in the list. Once you've edited the values, you can come back here and select it in the list. Some areas also have their own area menu. So if you want to add a new value in the list, edit or delete, you can access those functions here. Whenever there's an area menu, you can also right-click in the area and add directly from there. To edit, you can just double-click on a line. You don't actually have to select Edit from the menu. However, sometimes there's more information that needs to be shown, and a pop-up window will show up. All of these windows are expandable or collapsible. So if you need more room or need to see more of the fields in the list, just pull the window open. Coming back to the tombstone, just wanted to mention that not only can you drag from the manager to a manager or to other places in the city, but you can also drag the entire tombstone itself. There I just dragged the record from the edit window into a new manager. So there are very many views and different functionalities and fields that you can edit. As they get edited over time, with each change, you'll have the opportunity to record an entry in the cataloging history. In the cataloging history, you can free type text that says what you changed and perhaps why, and then it'll record it with your name, date, and the time that you made the change. And that's all for today with the edit list. Sorry, actually I have one more thing. The list that you have available here can also be accessed through the Enter menu via the list editor. For instance, you can select languages. This provides a central location for editing all the lists that you have available in the CITI application. And now that concludes this video. Stay tuned for the next video about users, the workgroup manager, and the use of workgroups for restricting access to objects and images and other entities in CITI. This is Brent Raymond, the developer of CITI, signing off, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.